hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore! I'm not gonna take it anymore! I'm mad as hell! I'm mad as hell! I can't take this anymore! I'm mad as hell! I'm mad as hell! I am mad as hell! I'm mad as hell! I'm mad as hell that I'm not going to take this! I am mad as hell! I'm not gonna take this anymore!
I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore. I'll tell you what I'm mad about. Only popular people can sell open source software. You can have the greatest product in the world, but if you don't have a following or a ton of subscribers, no one's gonna know about your great project. I'm gonna show you proof in this video. Hi everybody. In this short video, I'm going to give you a demo of some of the projects I've been trying to sell, where sell is for the price of free. To come off is like, hey, do you want to buy a flip phone? Free flip phone. I obviously don't have people skills. This is me at a party right here. Everybody else is, mingling and socializing. What I do like to do is write code, and sometimes I like to build stuff, and sometimes I build stuff that's neat. You try to tell somebody else about it, well, either they're building their own neat stuff or they just don't know about it, which is what I'm going to go with, is the latter for most of them. But first thing I'm going to show you is this is Blazor Gallery. It's my latest project. It is free. It's also a live site, so if you ever just create a portfolio site, and you can add some folders here. So let's say you want to add a new folder and you want to add some dog photos, and you want to add a picture of some dogs. I don't have any dog photos currently, but I'll just add this. That may be too big. No, it's okay. I've got a limit of 20 meg just because I don't want my server filled up. Images, it's in a flex grid, and I've got some resize code just to set the height to be the same. Say you want to copy the URL, you can copy it, and then I'll go over to Chrome. My button does kind of move there, but that's another story. And you want to paste that URL. And it's a free Blazor project and NuGet package. You can create the whole thing in 5 minutes. So and if you ever wanted to create your own, you could just change this image and this logo and have your own branding. And if you need help with a site like that, I'd be happy to do that really cheap. Next thing I'm going to show you is a site called Excelerate. This is what I think the best thing to happen to Excel since EPP Plus, and this project is built on top of EPP Plus. So what we're going to do in Excelerate, we're going to download member data.excelerate, and I'll show you how easy this is. This is a free Excel spreadsheet list that comes with 20,000 random names, addresses, and states. So I'll just open the file up and show you. And this is the way Excelerate needs to have the header rows if you're going to generate classes for that. And I'll show you how easy that is to generate a class. So we'll go over here and say, we'll call this demo. And we'll say upload Excel, C temp. Okay, and then you can select the sheet, but I'm going to just do members just to show you. My little progress bar is not showing up right there. I need to check that. And then you can browse, download the zip file, and I'll just put this in temp also. Open the file. Here, I'll just extract it. And if you go in here, you get this class. I'm going to go ahead and close this because I've already got a project built. Accelerate is really cool that you can save an entire workbook or worksheet. It's on starts with, so if I want to change this to looking for a Charlie, it'll tell me all the Charlies and I can narrow it down more. I can add a record. Excelerate is another project that is just, it's too good for people not to know about it. I'm going to show you one other project. This is DB compare. Let's say you have a production and a test database and you want to make sure that they're in sync. You can either run this locally if they're both on your network, or you can run it in XML mode, remote mode, and it just creates an XML file. And the only thing missing on the remote mode is the indexes, I just realized. But other than that, but this program was a sample program of what I was going to show you next, which is datatier.net. There's some things my boss sometimes doesn't want to delete stuff. By the way, the code for Excelerate is all open source. The code for Blazor Gallery is open source, and it's a NuGet package. It can be installed by, if you copy this and go to NuGet Package Manager console, you can create a new project in whatever directory you're in with this. Or you can clone it from GitHub just as easily, whichever you want. If you ever have code and you have like the way your code is indented in a method, and then you want to go paste that like on a README file or somewhere else, like on a a forum post or something asking for help, the formatting will generally be all messed up. So this is, well, I'll just paste a quick method and I'll show you. But let's say I go to a program I use to make NuGet packages. So let me see what this looks like. View code. Okay, you see the way, I've already done this one too. No, I haven't. You see the way, like this is the way all the controls are just wherever they want. They're not in my, I had partially done it, then I added some more controls. So if I use Regionizer 2022, which is a Visual Studio package, there is just a Regionizer for 2019, but for 2022 use this one. And I click Format Document, even though Microsoft says don't do this, but me and Microsoft have some disagreements on quite a few things. But this will format all of your C# files. It's also got a bunch of code generation, auto commenting. You can have a custom comment dictionary that uses regular expressions. Here's how to set up the comment dictionary, but I'm not going to go into it in this video. But I'm just showing you that, like if I want to see, if I take this, where is it? I don't have a constructor here, but I'll add one really quickly. Public main form. And I just wanted to add a constructor, so I'll just format the document again because that adds a constructor. Okay, so here if I wanted to add in a init method, and I've already got one, but I hit Control Shift right there, turn on my auto commenter, and then hit Control Shift, it'll type that comment for me. So, and that uses, here's my comment dictionary. So this is just the regular expressions it uses, and it looks for code. But that's another story. I'm just showing you some of this is just a tour of all of the perils of selling open source software. And finally, I'm going to show you the granddaddy of them all, which is datatier.net. I'm going to not say whatever I just did, even though I probably should, but I just wanted to, that was just a demo. Don't want to save anything without testing. All right, so this is Kadapi. Let's go back to that. That was the whole purpose. I was grabbing Kadapi. So let's go back. Sorry, I knew my mind doesn't think and talk well. But so let's go to. Okay, I could have formatted this, but this isn't even though I want the main form. This one. Okay. So let's say you've got a method here and you want to go paste this on GitHub or somewhere. I'll just show you in Notepad. It's probably not going to paste very well. It's going to paste something like that. But Kadapi lets you, and I've got C# already selected. Now it pasted pretty well there. Of course, let's see. It's a little messed up. So I'll just click on Format, and then you can copy that. And this site is also open source. So let me know if any of these get past free, or like worth at least like a star or a like out of all these projects. If they're not, let me know what I owe you. Again, I can put you on the list of bills I don't pay if you want to get paid, to not get paid, either way, however you look at it. Okay, so next we're going to go to, I'm going to go ahead and close all the websites down. And I'm going to show you a quick demo of datatier.net because we're going to add something to SQL Server. just add a field. So what I'm going to do, the user table, what I want to know, actually I've got an image. And I'm going to, even though it's not going to be something I'm going to use right away, let me see what columns I have here before I add this. I might already have it. I don't. I want to add a likes count. So I'm going to alter table, and this is going to be image, and then I'm going to say add likes, int null. Okay. And that's just so that once I get, this is the image table. You can see we currently do not have a likes column on there. So what I'm going to do is just build. I'm going to execute the store procedures that were generated. And if I go back to manage data and go to the image, you'll see now we have a like. Oops, I don't want to exclude it. I was just clicking on it. But that's just how you add a field. You can also add tables, or and I'm going to add one more a custom method just to show you how to add a custom method. So let's say, I'm trying to think of what would be something useful. I haven't even been using the activity log folder, but let's say I wanted to create a new method for that table. So I could say load by, and I'm going to have a parameter. Let's say I want to create a custom store procedure that has a field set. And you're like, well, what's a field set? A field set is a collection of fields. It's a field set called activity and user ID, and we want to add two columns. We want it to be user ID and activity, and I will now, what I need to do is reload that activity and user ID, and it fills in activity log for activity. I'm gonna get rid of that because it has a duplicate, because it says the table name and the field name, so we'll just get it a little bit down, and I'll make this also a little shorter. Here's the parameters for the store procedure. It'll show up like that, and that'll show up as, that's fine for that part. So we'll just leave all that. Next, confirm the update. Next, and here's the store procedure that was just created. It does a drop and create in case you're doing this for and it already exists. And here's your parameters. I'm going to go ahead and insert this. Install procedure. Let me turn my volume way down. I'm going to go ahead and build one more time, even though I don't really have to, but just to make sure everything's up to date. I'm going to open up Blazor Gallery. Everything should still build. It all worked. Now I'll show you what was just code generated there. So let's say I'm here in my app, and I'll just pick a little place, and I'll just go to the user services and show you. Actually, I don't have an activity log service, but let's say I've got an instance of the gateway here, and let's say I wanted to get a list of activity log. I could call that method I just showed you, we just created, activity, load activity logs for activity and user ID, and we would pass in the activity such as uploaded image or something. You wanted to see all the activities and then a user ID. I'm not going to actually do it because I don't have that. I haven't been saving the activity log. I could do that really easily though. I'll go ahead and I'll do that just to show you an example of saving. Okay, so let's say here I'm saving the image, but let's say I decide I want to save this in the activity log. What we're going to do real quick is we're going to create an activity log service. So I'm going to open up our Blazor Gallery project, and I've got our field activity log. I'm going to click on Blazor. Well, first I'm going to click on create callback. And after you do that, what you need to do, and I probably should put a message there, but you need to build again. You don't have to execute the store procedures again, but that just needed to be done. And now we're going to click on activity log again, Blazor Data Services, install this using NuGet. We're going to create the data services for activity. Two tables were just created, the data watcher and the activity log service. I may not need the watcher classes anymore. When I first learned Blazor, I didn't really know how to get a hold of and intercept the binding, but now I've got a little more Blazor knowledge. I still, for now, just code generate them. Okay. Here's the two classes we just code generated. So what I want to do here is we're going to create an activity log really quickly. Show you this. We can show you the save work. So I'll just shift there to type that, and then the rest is just set the rest of the properties. But that's fine. I just want to show you this saves in the activity log when I upload an image. So I'm going to run this, upload another. Now we're going to go look in our activity log table. It just says banana, and that partial GUID is there, and that's the size. That is how datatier.net works. I think it's really friggin' awesome, but trying to convince people to use, something that's not Entity Framework is very difficult. I think Entity Framework is great until you have a problem, but I've had some issues where it just will not tell you the error. Well, here's how hard it is to get the error with datatier.net. You can just say exception error equals gateway.getLastException. That'll give you this why it didn't save. The only other program I'm going to show, SQL Snapshot Desktop. This will be the very last thing. This program I think is worth the price. Another one. But I'll show you how complicated this code is to export an entire SQL Server database and all data rows. All you have to do is, here's the result. Export snapshot, connection string, a path, a list of ignored tables if you have any tables you don't want to export, and this is just a delegate to a progress bar. You can get called back and get a snapshot of it. And I'll run it really quickly to show you how difficult it is. So let's say you have a database and you want to create, because the whole reason I created a SQL snapshot, well, it's a demo of Excelerate, and NuGet package that powers datatier.net and dbcompare it already had the code to load the entire database and read the schema. So I wrote this program in one day. Database name is Blazor Gallery. This I'm using Windows authentication. Test and copy. Okay, so I've got my connection string, paste it in there. I'm going to just save this in my temp folder. That's fine. And then I need to add one more thing to that. After I put it in temp, I want to call this Blazor Gallery.xlsx. And then the ignore tables, I'm going to just go ahead and export everything because there's not that much. And this will export all the data. So that is how to export an entire SQL Server database to Excel. In case you're a skeptic, we'll go look in Excel and see if I actually exported. So we'll go to my temp folder. So this is the activity log. That's our one record we had. See, this is the admin table. This is when you create your database in Blazor Gallery. You can set some admin properties if you want to give them a certain amount of storage free, your max upload size, and the max folders. I mainly set it to 5 so it fits on the page, and I've got room to do the confirm, delete, and a few other things. Alright, here's the error log. I don't have any at the moment. Here's the list of folders that was just, I can make that a little more. I guess I could do this. And then here's all the uploaded images. And here's the list of all the test users I have created. And I just recently added a terms of service you have to accept. That is SQL Snapshot. I think that is also worth the price of free. I want your opinion of all the programs have you seen. Have you seen anything that was worth free? Or if not, how much do I owe you? I got one more thing to show you before we go. I'll show you the last thing is I'm building a site. This is Ant Contest, and if you look at Ant Contest, it's a play on the word contestant, because contestant ends with ant. But what I was thinking of, I bought a domain, antcontest.com. It's not live yet, but what I was thinking of is anybody can create their own contest. It can be any category, whether it be create the best Blazor site, create a WinForms project, create a library that does XYZ. You know, some company might say create a sample project that uses our library and the winner gets things like, do you want to give a t-shirt away as a prize, and the person hosting the contest could get some sponsors, you know, if they get some of these big tech companies to throw in some of their money. But let me know your thoughts about this site, Ant Contest. Do you think open source projects need some contests or some ways to help us promote it? Because I think Ant Contest is one of my best ideas. I just haven't built it yet. Thanks for watching and have a great day, and thanks for listening to me rant.